Before we start, I want to offer condolences to Adrian Payne and his family, Michigan State family, Tom Izzo. We heard the news this morning, and Draymond is just crushed. Adrian and Draymond were teammates and best of friends, and just devastating news today. So our condolences to the family, and we're thinking about them today, and just feeling a lot of grief with everybody involved, and Draymond especially is feeling that way, and so wanted to share that before we start.
Steve, don't know if the Kings have made anything official, but it seems pretty clear that Mike is getting that head coaching job. Just your thoughts on him getting that opportunity, and obviously he's had tons of experience and has contributed a lot to what's going on here.
Raymond said they just announced officially. Yeah. I feel comfortable talking about it since they've made it official. But I don't even know where to begin. What Mike has done for me, for this organization, in his 6 years here, just an incredible contribution. He's an amazing coach, amazing friend, and Sacramento made a great choice. So thrilled for Mike and his family. It's a loss for us, but this is how it's supposed to work. You want people who are really talented on your staff who can come in and contribute and have a great experience, and hopefully learn and grow at the same time, and then hopefully be able to advance careers and move on to something that person wants. And so Mike's ready to do this again. He's excited, and we're thrilled for him. He much deserved. He's a great choice.
Just check. He'll coach through the rest of the postseason.
He will coach through the rest of the playoffs, and then he'll get to work after that.
With James Wiseman, being out for the entire season, dealing with his knee injury, and almost probably what's more difficult than the physical aspect of rehabbing an injury is the mental and emotional impact it can have on somebody, especially being as young as him. How have you seen just him navigate that?
Well, James is very mature, and he carries himself really well. He works every day. He's putting in the time, and he keeps a very positive spirit about him, which I really admire, because he has not got a break here in the first 2 years of his career. I think it's helpful for him to be watching Jaren Jackson Jr. Play so well, given that Jaren went through the same injury and missed, I think, most of the season a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously Jaren looks great out there. So I think it's helpful for James to have that example in front of him. But he's a diligent worker, and he's putting in the time, and we're very confident that he's got a long, great career ahead.
Hey, Steve, I don't know if this is too early to ask, but in lieu of Mike's upcoming gig, what's your sense of what you guys are going to be looking for to replace his position in terms of maybe familiar, experienced people or new voices?
Yeah, it is too early to ask. Too early to even go down that path. We've got very important business at hand right now, trying to win a series against a great young team. So we'll worry about that stuff later.
Steve,
a little off topic, but I would say Andrew Wiggins has become a better player since he's come to the Warriors. He's playing better defensively. He's rebounding better. Jordan Poole is clearly a better player than when he came to the Warriors. What is it about a franchise that takes a player and improves them for the time that they're there? What's the key to making players better when they're in your franchise?
Well, I think number one, it's you always have to give credit to the players themselves. I mean, they're the ones who are working, and they're the ones who are producing. And I think in Wiggs's case, he's one of 1,000 examples of someone who needed a change of scenery, a different roster around him, a different role. So what I admire about Wiggs is he puts in the work, but he's embraced a new role. And this has been a perfect fit for him and for us. But he works every day. He's an incredible teammate, and we love Wiggs. So thrilled to have him. Jordan, I know I've talked about this, but the work ethic stands out. Since his rookie year, when he realized how much work he needed, he's just been in the gym nonstop, and he's earned all of this. As an organization, you try to put together the best development plan possible. We've had a lot of really talented coaches here over the years, not only on the current staff, but on the previous staffs. With Wiggs, I give Aaron Miles a lot of credit. Aaron took him under his wing when he got here and really helped him get comfortable with Jordan. Both Luke Laux and Chris DeMarco we're working with him every single day. I think you guys know we've revamped our development program this year, and we've had great success under JAMA's leadership, and the addition of guys like Kenny Atkinson and Decky. So you try to put the best structure in place and help the players as best you can, but in the end, it's up to them. And in the examples that you used, those guys have really put the work in and earned everything.
Hey, Steve, obviously nobody ever wants to miss the playoffs, but after reaching the NBA Finals 5 straight seasons and just sort of like the mental load and the exhaustion that comes with winning and the pressure, do you think you guys needed a bit of a break in order to kind of refresh and get back to this level? Like, could you have gone straight?
Right. That first year being out was exhausting, and it felt to me like it took another half of season last year to sort of emerge from whatever that was. The post finals letdown and the emotion of all of that. We had a great finish to last season. Didn't quite get in the playoffs, but to me, we showed what we were about again last year, and that carried into this year. And I think what you're seeing this year is Steph, Clay, Draymond, Andre, all those guys who were part of that, Loon as well, really revitalized. And yes, I think being away for as long as we were, basically 2 years, I think fueled us, and you're seeing the results now.
Last game was, I think, like the second best playoff shooting percentage performance like in NBA history from you guys. How do you carry that into tonight?
Well, it's, we're always very process driven. And our process was much better last game than it was the previous game, meaning shot selection, how we got to our shots, that sort of thing. So the focus is to continue to seek great shots with the full awareness that probably not going to exceed, what we did last game. But that's okay. If the process is sound, it puts you in a good position, not only to make shots, but to get back in transition defensively and in good position to offensive rebound. A good balanced offense leads to a positive effect on the rest of the game. So that's our focus.
Is Otto's hand okay? I saw.
Yeah,
he was on
Otto's
the
fine. Steve, just curious, how do things change for you guys if Ja Morant doesn't play tonight?
Well, number one, Memphis went 20-5 without him. They're a hell of a team for a reason. They're really deep. So while it may change a scheme or two in terms of how we're guarding, it doesn't change our respect for what they're capable of. So we'll be prepared either way.
Steve, kind of going back to James Wiseman a bit, just what have you, when you talk to him, does he feel, I don't know if sad is the word, but do you feel like he wishes that he could have been in this series, obviously given his connection to Memphis? And two, when you mentioned just kind of what he learned from Jaren, how have those conversations been, just walking him through kind of like what Jaren Jackson went through to kind of show him that, hey, you can get away back and be a contributor?
I think James would obviously love to be part of this. I talked to him while we were in Memphis. He said he got together with his family, and his mom cooked him a home cooked meal, and he was thrilled to be back in Memphis. And uh, obviously, you know, for a young player to miss out on this is difficult. I really talked to him while we were in Memphis about absorbing all that he's witnessing right now, because this is what it's about. This is what it feels like. The preparation that go into the playoffs, that goes into the playoffs, the hours, the attention to detail. And he's locked in on, you know, what Draymond is doing, what our big guys are doing. He can't play. It's a really valuable experience for him. And then I think he's gotten a lot of great advice from our medical staff. And so he's feeling good about, you know, what's ahead. Thanks.